IBC Calculus, 2005, question number 6. And we're doing part A. Again, keep watching up here. When this changes, you will know what part it's on in case you need to fast forward. Hey, I only need help with B or C. Okay, so here they want us to fill in the slope field. We have a bunch of little ordered pairs right here to speed things up. I've already written all the ordered pairs. And to find the slope for all these ordered pairs, we're taking the x and the y's and plugging them into here. So it says negative 2x over y. And all the x's here are 1s. 1, 1, 1, and my y's are 2, 1, negative 1, and negative 2. So this gives me a slope of negative 1, negative 2, 2, and 1. So I'm going to go to these ordered pairs and have a slope of negative 1, negative 2, positive 2, and positive 1. Now for all these ones here, my x's are all zeros. So because my x's are zeros, I'm just going to get slopes of 0, 0, 0, and 0. A 0 on the top means 0. So I have a slope of 0, and 0, and 0, and 0. And then I'm going to do all the ones over here. Ow! I'm okay. Alright, and when I go ahead and find these slopes over here, I get 1, oops, whatever, let me just plug them in really quick. 1, negative 1, negative 2, I get 1, 2, negative 2, and negative 1. So that makes my slope 1, negative 1, okay, and there you go. I put all the slopes over here, put them onto here, and done with part A. Alright, now we're going to go to part B. Alright, so for part B, they want us to write the equation of the tangent line. Alright, so they say write the equation of the tangent line at 1 comma negative 1. Okay, so what two things do you need to write the equation of a tangent line? You need a point. And they helped you out. They said, hey, the point's 1 comma negative 1. Great. The second thing we need is a slope. Now, the slope is simply from here. And we actually already found the slope at this point earlier today. I mean, we just graphed the slope just a second ago. So if I plug in a 1 and a negative 1, a 1 for the x, a negative 1 for the y, I get a slope of 2, right? 2. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just making sure I'm not going crazy. Okay, so we can take the point and the slope and write the equation of a tangent line. So y minus y1, y minus negative 1 equals m. And then x minus x1. Alright, once you have the equation of a tangent line, you can use this tangent line to estimate things. Now, let's say the curve looks something like this. Woo! If you take the equation of a tangent line, you can use ordered pairs on the tangent line to estimate where the ordered pairs are going to be for the real graph, and that's what we're going to do here. They say take the tangent line and estimate the value of y when x is 1.1. So all we have to do to finish this problem here is replace x with 1.1. Now, earn it. This is America here. We don't got to simplify anything. We do need to get y by itself, though. We want to know what does y equal. So again, I could subtract. I can multiply by 2. But why? If I mess up, I lose points. Let me just move this 1 to the other side with a minus 1, and I'm done. That's my value of y. Now, I want to be writing it the way they're writing it. So they say approximate f of 1.1. So I'm just going to call this f of 1.1 put a little approximation symbol there, and we're good to go. All right, part C, find the particular solution to the differential equation. If you're finding the particular solution for y, that means you're doing separate and integrate. Find the particular solution. Underline that word. Find the particular solution. They wanted us to find f of x. And they want us to use the point 1 comma negative 1. So we're actually going to use that point. All right. So separate and integrate. If it's gonna be one of the free response questions on your test, folks. It's gonna be. Hopefully it's not a horrible word problem. Hopefully it's something like this. But if you don't separate right in the beginning, you lose. Okay. So we're gonna start with separate. The y is going to multiply to the other side, so now it's y dy, and the dx multiplies to the other side, negative 2x dx. If you don't do this, you get 0 out of the 5 points. So that's separate, and now we need to integrate. Add 1 to the exponent, multiply by the reciprocal, add 1 to the exponent, divide or multiply by the reciprocal, and this is the antiderivative. We've now earned like 2 or 3 points. Let's plug in and solve for C. Now, if you wanted to, you could multiply everything by 2 right now, if you wanted to. And, oh, by the way, sorry, we're on part C. I'm not going to mess this up. I got this. You could multiply everything by 2. And 2 times C is just another C. You could do that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go plug in and solve for C. I just want my points. So, y is negative 1. X is positive 1. So here I have 1/2 equals negative 1 plus c, and if I add this to the other side, I get 1.5, or I could call it 3 over 2. 3 over 2 or 1.5, it doesn't matter. And we're going to take that value right there and plug it back in. We're almost done. So now we have 1/2 y squared equals negative x squared plus 3 over 2. And now we want to get y by itself. First thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything by the reciprocal 2. And then we're going to get rid of the square with a square root. Now when you square root, you get a plus or a minus. And you're going to lose the last point here if you don't remember. You get a plus minus. And you go all the way back and you look at the sign of the y-coordinate to find out if you use a plus or a minus sign. The y-coordinate is negative, so we're going to keep the minus sign. Okay? Remember, your final answer has to work for this. If my y is a negative 1 and my x is a 1, it has to make both sides equal. This right here is the square root of 1, which is 1. And notice, if we did not have that minus sign in front, you'd have negative 1 equals 1. That's not true. We need the negative here, and now they're equal. It works. All right, that is the end of the question.